Sister Wives is exploring the early days of Christine Brown Woolley and her current husband, David Woolley's relationship beginnings. Some people don't buy that Christine's depiction of her glittery new relationship is what it seems. Furthermore, fans pick up on some red flags with Christine and David during those early interviews. Christine Brown Woolley and David Woolley are moving fast. Although Christine Brown Woolley and David Woolley have already paraded their beautiful wedding at the end of Season 18, Sister Wives fans are getting the backstory in Season 19. Undoubtedly, the fast pace of Christine and David was jarring to several of her children, and most likely his as well. Likewise, Tony Padron thinks Christine has a type when he compares David and Kody Brown. Undeniably, Christine is gushing with excitement to introduce her soulmate, David, and she isn't seeing any red flags. But fans spot plenty while they are watching the beginning of their budding relationship. Fans see Christine Brown's husband, David Woolley's red flags. Some people think Christine Brown Woolley is wearing rose-colored glasses that are blinding her from possible pitfalls in her relationship. On Reddit, Sister Wives fans pick up on red flags with Christine and her husband, David Woolley. First, a user says, "David red flag." They add, "David seems nice and all, but the way they met and how fast everything moved is just a massive red flag to me." David admits he knew who Christine was and had even watched the show before. We've also had the admission from David's daughter that she mentioned to him about Christine leaving Kody and that they'd be good together. Then by accident they match online. Then after a week, David is confessing his love to Christine and calling her his unicorn. Sorry, but it feels very contrived to me. Someone adds, "A dude telling me he loves me after a week would be the biggest red flag for me." Another user brings up a sensitive topic about David's first wife, saying, "Red flags on both sides." Christine coming from a plural marriage with the last 10+ years being on TV and an acrimonious split. David jumping into a relationship with a reality TV star and filming the early stages of their relationship, knowing his wife killed herself and alleged he was abusive in her suicide note. Both of them being in their 50s, and within weeks of knowing each other, posting on social media about being soulmates. David curating his social media before the big announcement by Christine on social media. I hope they're both happy, and they seem to be, but there are red flags emo all over it. Skewed timeline. Some people think that the expedited timeline is to cover up Christine Brown Woolley and David Woolley's dating relationship going on sooner than they announced. One fan suggests that the timeline is skewed. There's been speculation that Christine and David started dating much earlier than what they are publicly saying. If that's true, then they have to play up how certain they were early on to justify why they moved so quickly in order to be consistent with the modified timeline. About them being in their 50s. I think the older you get, generally, the more you know yourself and you know what you want. Relationships move faster for older people than they do when we're young. I mean, not let's get engaged after 3 months fast usually, but certainly not let's date for a few years first like in your 20s. However, other people discussed that they have been in relationships that started fast and lasted a long time. Not everyone is skeptical of Christine and David's beginnings. Another person defends, "I don't find the timeline of their relationship is fishy at all. I met, dated, engaged, and married my husband in 7 months. I was single for 2 years. He just got out of a long-term relationship 1 month before we met. It's been 28 years already." I believe when she said something like, "When you know, you know." He was the one. And vice versa with David. "She's my unicorn." I'm in my late 30s now, but my husband and I started living together about a month after we met. We celebrate 15 years of marriage in January. 17 years together. Everyone is different. Christine Brown Woolley's family had ties. Some people think Christine Brown Woolley and David Woolley already had family running in the same circles. In many ways, Christine was happy that David was well aware of polygamy, so she didn't have to explain as much about her tricky plural past. Of course he knew who she was. He's a Woolley, and she's an Allred. The AUB was founded by his family, and then led by hers. He stayed in Salt Lake, so is likely in frequent contact with a lot of members and former members. It's not surprising at all that they'd match based on any of their similarities. But another viewer says, David is not related, at least directly, to the Woolleys of the AUB. His father converted to mainstream LDS from some other flavor of Christianity. The only person she was ever going to match with was someone already in the community. No other dude was going to understand why she did polygamy or her background. And those communities tend to move fast with marriage and dating. Anything is better than Kody Brown. Although some Sister Wives viewers think David Woolley has red flags, Christine Brown Woolley's family mostly flagged the fast pace they were going to get down the aisle. But some fans admit that anyone was a step up from Christine's marriage to Kody Brown. Likewise, David even admitted that Christine was aggressive and desperate for some affection after being deprived by Kody. Those of us not born/raised/married into the weird worlds of the AUB, polygamy, and reality TV are gonna spot a lot of red flags that Christine would miss entirely. David could sprout horns and breathe fire, and viewers would say, "Whoa, red flags." But Christine would probably go, "Still better than Kody." That bar was set so low by Christine's ex that anyone Christine chose as a partner would be an improvement. What do you think? Do any red flags for David Woolley stick out to you? Do you think they are happy now and the past doesn't matter? Is there more to the story? Are you enjoying seeing Sister Wives showing how David and Christine Brown Woolley first got together? Drop your comments below.